No more violence against women was the message of today's memorial walk as women marched the streets of New York in wedding gowns.
When women marry, there's all kinds of illusions. The community comes to help her celebrate, and yet when something bad happens, very often the community keeps it a secret.
In 1999, Gladys Ricart, a Dominican woman from Washington Heights, was murdered on her wedding day by her former abusive boyfriend. The news reached the state of Florida, where a young woman by the name of Josie Ashton was horrified by this murder and soon after became the organizer behind this bride's march.
In 2000, I received a vision to do this walk. I talked to the Ricart family. I have heard the news about what happened. I am a victim survivor. I experienced domestic violence since I was a child with my mother and my stepfather. My first relationship was extremely violent. And as a result, God used me. And 10 years later, it's become an international movement. And I'm very happy to see what has happened.
This walk was organized by New York Latinas Against Domestic Violence, hoping to increase awareness of this issue affecting both men and women.
We help to encourage and create safe spaces for men both to be activists on this issue and allies on this issue, but also to create space for men who are victims or child witnesses of domestic violence and other forms of violence.
I think one of the biggest things is that people need to learn that domestic violence is about power and control. It's not just the hitting, it's not just the physical.
I think it makes a big difference for the community to see us. We're all shapes and sizes and colors. We have college students that'll meet up with us. It's certainly nice to see the young men walk with us as well.
Last year, according to the New York City Mayor's Office to Combat Domestic Violence, the NYPD responded to more than 249,000 domestic violence incidents, which is approximately 680 incidents per day. And on today's Bride's Walk, New York City elected officials spoke on the efforts done by the government to support victims of domestic violence.
And we will do everything we have to do until every person in every household is free and safe.
Domestic violence is a scourge that must be wiped out, and that we are banded together with these women along with men to say that we don't want any of this.
As the march crossed the 155th Street Bridge into the Bronx, victims of domestic violence spoke out, and the borough president, Ruben Diaz Jr., led the walk through the Grand Concourse.
We've given up some of our office space to have what's called a Family Justice Center, which is a one-stop shop where a victim of domestic violence can go there, speak to the DA, speak to police, speak to social workers, and this needs to stop.
As the walk continues, these volunteers, both men and women, are going to march for several more miles, hoping to bring awareness to this cause. For BronxNet, this is Victoria Pavlova.